Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And for those of you that have seen my top 50 favorite films, know in fact that, yes, this is my favorite movie of all time. And for those of you watching right now that haven't seen that video are probably like really? Out of all the masterpieces out there, this is your favorite? So I know that might seem shocking. I don't think any of us doubt that this isn't a good movie. This is a good movie. No masterpiece, but it's pretty good. And I will explain why this is my favorite movie. Well, and maybe this isn't fair that I'm doing this review because since I am a big Ninja Turtles fan, obviously I'm going to be, biased. So, but, I try to be very fair, and I'll probably give out two separate scores on my final verdict. More of a realistic verdict and what I personally would, score it on a scale of 1 to 10. But anyways, so the one thing I don't know entirely, like I can't remember because it's been so long, but I believe this was the first movie that I saw in theaters. So for me, what a way to start the whole movie theater experience. And yeah, what happened, my friend slash next door neighbor invited me. He goes, hey, because he was a big fan of Ninja Turtles, just like me, and we both collected the Ninja Turtle toys, and we were a big fan of the Turtles cartoon series, which, by the way, is my favorite cartoon series of all time. But he was like, hey, man, I'm going to go see that Ninja Turtles movie. You want to go see it with me? And I'm like, well, cowabunga, motherfucker. So, yeah, it was awesome. And, yeah, we went, and we were like, yes, this movie is badass. And what's kind of crazy, like, that being said, is like, so I just watched it like a couple hours ago before shooting this video, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I like this better now than how I remembered it back then. So yeah, I just think that's crazy because back then, I mean, I shit my pants watching this movie. I really adored this movie. Definitely one of my favorites at that point, And, like, they did such a good job, like, all the costumes for all the characters, like the costumes for the 4 Ninja Turtles, they looked good, very believable, very lovable, and I loved all their personalities. It really reminded me of the cartoon series. And like Shredder, he looked like Shredder. He acted like Shredder. It was great. The foot soldiers, I like how they weren't robots like they were in the cartoon series. They were just normal humans, just, in like pajama clothes or whatever, just ninja outfits. And yeah, they looked outstanding. They acted like foot soldiers. And they had like different ninja weapons like ninja stars and nunchucks, swords, all that jazz. It was awesome. All the fight scenes with the turtles and the foot soldiers, which was quite a few, they were all awesome. And the turtles would always come up with funny remarks during fights and even like before and after fight scenes to kind of lighten the mood. Yeah, it was just really, I thought, a well-made movie. It was a good movie for Ninja Turtle fans. Casey Jones, he was another one. He looked like Casey Jones. He acted like Casey Jones. He was awesome. Splinter, man, I tell you, the costume for Splinter, wow, did he look good. They did a good job with him. And even April O'Neil, she was good too. And I liked how, just like in the cartoon series, like in the very beginning, she's always getting too nosy. She gets a little too close, always getting in trouble. That stupid banana coat wearing bitch. Now I gotta watch it again. I think in the very beginning she was wearing a yellow like raincoat or whatever too, and I'm like, yep, that's what me and my friend said. That stupid raincoat wearing bitch. She's gonna get in trouble again. Turtles are gonna have to save her, just like always. But no, she was great. But now the negatives that I will say, and it's not really fair. Some people might say it is fair, but it's really not, especially at the time. It was the very first one. And like I said, the movie itself was, I thought, well done. It was a shame they didn't have Bebop, Rocksteady, Dimension X, Technodrome, just all that good stuff. Krang, did I not say Krang? Of course, Krang, gotta have Krang, right? But it was a shame they didn't have any of them. But it was still a great movie. And it was nice, though, when the second Ninja Turtles movie came out, they did added new villains, which I won't talk about now. I'll save that for next time. And I will be doing a review of all, I guess we could say 5 Ninja Turtles, because I say really fuck the last 3. But I will on separate videos. I'll give you my final verdict on each one. But for this one, we're just going to talk about the 1990, the very first one. But, yes, what I was going to say. So, man, I forgot what I was going to say. But, yeah, there's not too much to say. I mean, for me, even like right now, it keeps me entertained. It keeps me engaged from start to finish. And not just because I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. I just think it's just a well-made movie. It will keep you well engaged. It's very entertaining. It has some pretty good humor. It even has some emotional time as well, like when Splinter gets captured and the turtles tried to meditate and they were able to reach out to Splinter, and there was a real sad, like you could say, father-son moment. Yeah, I mean, the movie is just awesome. And the fight scene towards the end, when the turtles finally face Shredder, that was really epic. And I won't, spoil it for those of you that actually haven't seen this movie. But for those of you that haven't, even if you're not a fan of Ninja Turtles, but you're looking for a good action movie, I really do highly recommend this movie. It's a really good movie. It really is. The only thing I didn't care about, I mean, there was nothing like really negative about him. It's just kind of like they could have added a different villain, like a villain that we know. But they had also this bald-headed guy. He was pretty much, you could say, the master ninja that pretty much told the foot soldiers what to do. He was pretty much Shredder's right hand, or whatever that phrase is. And I think his name was Master Tetsu, something like that. I mean, I didn't really give a fuck about him. One thing I was glad what they did with him is he didn't fight the turtles at all. So there's your little spoiler for those of you who haven't seen it. But, like, he did face Casey Jones, and I thought that was the right move because that was more of a fair fight. Because if he faced the turtles would just whoop his ass, I mean, should, right? Shouldn't even be a fight. So I'm glad they did that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say. Alright guys, so I guess we can go ahead and talk about final verdicts now. And sorry this might not have been the best review. I mean, this is more of a talk about, just a casual talk about more than anything. But anyways, so I'm going to give out 2 verdicts. So this is my honest rating, you could say, right? Like, just an average movie watcher, what would I rate this? Like, say if I wasn't a Ninja Turtles fan. So at first, I thought this was a 7 out of 10. I'll tell you what. You know what? I'll say 7 out of 10. I was going to say 8 out of 10. You know what? No. I'm saying 8 out of 10. That's right. Even if I wasn't a Ninja Turtles fan and I just watched this as just a movie, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I really am. Now, as far as my scale, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And not only because I am a Ninja Turtles fan, it's the fact that this movie is, 28 years old, and even to this day, I can... Okay, so here's the thing. This is how I also rate movies. So, like, this is one of those rare movies where no matter what mood I'm in, doesn't matter what day, what time of the day, right? Doesn't matter when. I can watch this movie whenever, just anytime, and I will equally enjoy it from start to finish. It just keeps me entertained. I never get bored of this movie. And there's a couple other movies that I feel the same, but there's not as many. Like, like there's a lot of great movies out there, but like a lot of times like you just got to be in the mood for it, you know? Otherwise you just don't want to watch it. But there are those like I guess you could say those special movies to you that you can watch anytime and you'll just enjoy it. So that's why I give this movie a 9 out of 10. So I'm sure that shocks a lot of yous and be like, man, that's a pretty high rating, but I can't help it. I think I'd be an asshole if I didn't give it at least a 9 out of 10 because I really love this movie. Yep. And that's why it's really my favorite movie of all time. But just because it's my favorite movie of all time, I'm not saying like this is like one of the greatest movies of all time. No, no, no. Just for me. So I don't want to confuse people on that. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. I will post other videos of the other Ninja Turtle movies. So next time I will review Ninja Turtles 2 and then 3. And then the Michael Queerbay, whatever you want to call those things. Yeah, that asshole. He's one of those assholes, man. He just wiped his ass on that franchise. Man, poor Turtles. But yeah, don't worry. We'll talk about that. Oh boy, that won't be a good review. Spoiler. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video regardless. And until next time, take care. Michael Queerbay. Pizza shit.